Hello, what's good, folks? You back? I'm JR, and I have a really good story for you guys. And this time around, there will be some detail, and we're gonna find out what's going on with Drake, what's happening, and you're gonna get to meet some new people, some new characters is coming in, and finally, Leon is gonna make an appearance. You can decide what you think about him, what kind of character you think he is, or whatever. Again, folks, if you're just jumping into this, this is a story that I'm telling, and I'm just bringing it into the world finally. And you need imagination for this. So I'm gonna keep this short. Also, if you're lost, don't forget you have to go to the first episode, I did up to here, and I'm gonna keep repeating these every time on my new episode, just for new people who just randomly, accidentally bump into this. But still, listen to it. Let me know what you think. Don't forget, like, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, and also hit that little ding button so you can know when I drop some new content on stuff like that. So, without further ado, we are gonna go ahead and just hop in because if you know me, I tend to talk a shit ton. So let's not do that. I'm trying, alright, not to do that too much. Let's try to go ahead and just jump into this. So where were we? Last time, the last question. Yes, last time we were talking about Ellie. The last question she asked. Whoa, damn, I feel good. Anyways, the last question she asked why. She asked why would Lillian, why would she not want to take over the human race? And from her reaction when Ellie asked those two questions of the first one, are you here to help humankind or are you here to take over? And the way Lillian just pushed it to the side, like, ugh, take over the human race? So now Ellie is more focused on why. So now we're gonna go ahead and hop in. That's where we were. Remember, you have to go back to find out what's going on here. And if you still curious, you can sit down and listen. There will be some good stuff here, so you can sit down and listen anyway. But we're gonna go ahead and hop in. Ellie, so tell me what's going on. How come you're so disgusted? Not of the part when I say, "Are you here to help humankind?" but this really disgusted of taking over. I mean, obviously you are. Wait, you guys are with your high intelligence and ingenuity here. I mean, look at this. Next to the door, there is an android, and I mean, it doesn't really look like an android. It looks like just like a teddy bear. But you said that's an android. Like, can it harm somebody? Can it, Lillian? Yeah, it can. It's partial protection as well. You know, she's like, okay, so obviously, if you, I can't believe I'm saying this, build a crap ton more of them, you wouldn't lose no lives, but we would lose a ton of lives. So, Lillian, wait, stop. Why does it seems like you're advocating for me to take over the world? You do know that, right? She's like, no, I'm just curious, Ali. I'm just curious of that discuss. I really would like to know why that discuss. And Lillian, now she's thinking to herself. Okay, this is what she started thinking. But before she started thinking to herself, she asked Lillian, "Are you sure? Do you really want to know that answer? Like seriously, Ellie?" Yeah, Lillian. Now she's thinking to herself. Ugh. Number one, we do not have no desire whatsoever to take over the human race. Granted, according to Leon, he definitely want to wipe them out. But if, just if we wanted to take over, first thing would be first. We would have to wipe out every every human being that is above the age of 1 years old. And well, we would probably leave 3-year-old, 2-year olds alive if they were orphans. Cause those tends to not remember what really happened. After that, we needed to create a shit ton of fake journals leaving random houses and internet blogs and fake little tiny videos and cell phones and books and small fake history of what happened to humanity. Just in case one of those kids, when they grow up, of course, they're going to go adventure out. There will be a crap ton of empty houses. And not even, and then 100 years later, that's guaranteed because we're not perfect. 15 to 20% chance we would miss something, and somebody would find the truth of what really happened, how we wiped most of them out, and then they would become more enemies once again. And this time around, they would definitely be way more educated and knowledgeable of how to actually create a real weapon against us. Highly likely, they would end up killing 2 to 3 of us, and then we would wipe them out again and pretty much enslave them as kids and raise them to assume that that's not enslavement. That is way too much trouble. But no way in hell I could tell her that. Well, not just her, the whole world. They definitely would rush that secret weapon, or I don't know what the fuck they're trying to make to destroy us at that area 777, I think. Those morons, they think we're not watching, but we know. But you know what, though? When we're off air, I think I'll tell her the truth. And I'll tell her the truth off air. But for now, I think I'll just tell her the ending. Now, Lillian chooses to address her. Okay, you know what? How about, because it's a long process. How about I just tell you the ending? Now, first off, I want to say this to the world, to everyone who is watching. No, no, and I mean, to be honest with you, I'm appalled by that idea of taking your planet over. No. Okay? No. If, since you want a theory, if we wanted to take over, a lot of you guys would die. You would manage to kill a few of us, a couple of us, and then we would leave. We would pretty much be forced to leave. And now Lillian's thinking to herself again. Well, mostly because 90% of you would be dead, and half the world would pretty much be uninhabitable after that kind of battle. And there would be no point of staying here anymore, or protecting this planet since you guys don't want us. Now we're back. Allie. Really? Well, well, that's Allie. Well, that's good to know. Um, the fact that you are, how advanced and obviously brilliant you guys are, we would still manage somehow, as you just put it, push you guys out if don't mean it any kind of way. If you guys decided to, Lillian, get out of line, well, I'm just, but still, that is good to know. And by how disgusted you are about a thought, um, it seems like war is not. That's not something either anyone, well, intelligent people, I would say, because Lillian, you do have some pretty dumb human beings, Ali. Yeah. So that's not. None of us want, and war is something that takes many, many lives. So that's really good to know. And by the sound of it, all you really want is to be left alone and just live in peace. I mean, you're not on any, technically, this man-made island you have here. You're not on anybody's territory because pretty much you're so far out. You're pretty much in international waters. And even though Admiralty law, and yes, folks, stop real quick. That is a real law. I didn't know about it. But I hope that's how you say it. So I'm just going to keep going. She's like, even though Admiralty law still exists around here, you did actually speak to every major world leader. So I guess you're good. And it's not like you're enslaving anybody. I mean, I'm looking at this island here. These people, they are amazingly happy and whatnot. As she was saying that, the android behind Lillian did a move and got her attention, and she looked up, and it's this little girl with this airplane that wanted to come over, and the android kind of put his hand. I'm gonna call it his anyway. Put his hand up front and to stop the kid, and the kid looked up. I wanted to show Lillian my plane, but okay. And Lillian turned. She's like, Lillian turned and she's like, let her through. Hey, Lucy, how's it going? Lucy, she came up. Hey, I'm finally done, Lillian. I'm finally done. She's like, hey, Lucy, come on now. You know your manners. Say hi. She's like, oh, hey, hi. I'm Lucy. Allie. Hey, hi, Lucy. How's it going? And Lillian's like, oh, really? Nice. I can see this. It's a huge B-32 airplane that she built. And she's like, I'm finally done. So can I get that one thing that I could ask you about? And she's like, really? What do you mean? She's like, don't pretend like you forgot. When I was 8, you told me if I build this plane from scratch, like if I finally finish this plane, I could get anything that is within your power that I asked for. And I'm wondering if I can get it now. She's like, okay, but wait. We got to figure out if it flies first. Of course, they got up, play around a little bit. The plane fly, whoop-de-whoop, and all that joint. And the plane almost crashed. She, of course, she caught it. Lucy doesn't know how to land it yet with the remote control and everything. And she's like, okay, no problem. So what is it? She's like, I would like to fly around with Leon one time. You sure there's nothing else you would want? I'll get you a car. Okay, I'll get you a real plane. How about that? You can fly it. She's like, come on. I'm not dumb. We both know that. Alice is like, we both know. What's the AI name?
Alice, baby.
I just said Alice. Anyways. I was thinking, I know I fucking froze for a minute. She said, thank you, Miss Lillian. And she left with the plane. And as she was running, as she was leaving, at the moment she was leaving, Consuela is coming in with a little cart full of like coffee, tea, and a couple little cakes. You know, like those little rich people morning cakes or whatever. And she's serving them and everything and saying hi. And then she started serving them and whatnot. And then Ali, Lillian, sorry, Lillian's like, Ali, so do you want some tea, coffee? We got some cakes too. And she's like, no, thank you with the coffee, but um, I'll have some tea. I'll have some sweet tea if you have that. Consuela, oh yes, no problem. And she, she got her some tea, put some honey on it, give it to her. As Ali take that first sip, she heard someone else is coming, a man with a deep voice. Oh, I can with a deep, strong voice, coming down. She's like, Consuela, I could smell those morning little cakes. Did you make some? Just joking around and stuff. Popped up, put her hand over Consuela's shoulder. Wow, them little cakes look good. I think I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna take this one. Consuela, well, he's about to grab the second one. Consuela smack her hand, smack his hand, smack Leon's hand. Hey, well, relax. And she started, of course, she's Hispanic. She started speaking Spanish to him. I don't know Spanish, so sorry, I'm gonna be speaking English. Anyways, she started speaking Spanish to him, and she said, "Don't be rude. You can't. Don't be rude and greedy. We have guests." And he looked up at Ali, and he stood up straight with this. I'm talking about serious, deadly look where he wants to murder the shit out of her right there. And she's just holding her tea, looking up at him. And he's like 6 feet tall. She's looking up at him, staring at him dead in the eye. All of a sudden, to her, everything immediately turned black, and it is just him and her. And his eyes turn quick yellowish, and behind him, what she sees is this tiger image in front of her with this fiery presence that is about to devour her. She is this animal's prey, and she's on his sight. And as she kind of started shaking a little bit, Lillian dispersed some sort of energy or whatever. Static started coming off, like really small purple colored static started coming off Lillian real quick with this evil, mean mug. She had a cup of coffee in her hand. She loved her coffee. Mean mug. And at the same time, the mug is not it's not mean. It's just the present. You can feel it. She is pissed right now, but calm and relaxed at the same time. And she's like, Lillian? She's like, sorry. Lillian's like, Leon? Take a sip. Stop staring at our guests like she's your meal. Leave. Leon, look. He looked at Lillian and roll his not and just like basically roll his eyes away and turn and said, I don't know why you still invited the Mork on our island. Mork basically is just an insult that they use for humans, which just means foolish, idiocy. And as he's walking off, he said, let me know how my son's doing. Lillian, will do. And Ali, Lillian's like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I am. I don't know what happened. She's like, ah, it's okay. That's Leon. She's Ellie. Not a fan? No. And he called me a mork. What is that? Don't worry about it. Now Consuela's like, excuse me, ma'am, miss Lillian. She started speaking Spanish to her. She doesn't like speaking Spanish. And Lillian, Consuela, I told you, stop speaking Spanish. You know I don't know Spanish like that. Allie's like, really? Lillian, why so surprised that I don't know Spanish? I could have sworn earlier in our conversation you said you were like a level 10. You have like a level 10 intellect. I mean, I would assume you know Spanish. Just because my intelligence is really, really high and I know a lot of information doesn't mean I know everything. Haven't you been on Earth for more than 5 years now? She's like, so? I didn't learn Spanish because I don't. She kind of mumbled. I don't like it. Say that again, Allie. I don't like it. Really? That's it? Yeah. I don't think Spanish attractive to speak. Huh. Now, Allie started bust out laughing and everything. Lillian, what's so funny? Well, it makes me a little bit relaxed. I'm sorry to say, but that is Allie is laughing her ass off, and Lillian, what's so funny? Um, well, that is just so human of you. I mean, you are your intellect, like you say, smart beyond anyone in this planet. Look at what you did in this island, and you're telling me you don't know Spanish? Even me, I understand half of it, and you telling me I know Spanish more than you? Well, I feel great. I mean, a lot of people would feel awesome. They know Spanish and you don't. Consuela, well, don't worry. She'll learn it somehow. She's just being stubborn. All the kids know Spanish. Leon knows Spanish too. He speaks Spanish all the time to me with no problem. Not to mention, most of the people in this island is Hispanic. I mean, she's definitely gonna have to learn it. We're forcing her to learn it. She'll learn it. Ellie. Yeah, Consuela. But ma'am, this is kind of serious though. Sorry, Ellie. Um, and then she pull out a tablet and she's showing her the stuff about Drake, like what's going on and stuff like that. She's like, I'm not sure what's going on with Drake. I checked everything and his DNA, blood cells, everything looks really great. He's in okay shape, just really, really fatigued. That's all it was. Really fatigued. And also, his ingots, his ingots, it went up dramatically. Is this normal? Because I remember you had told me something like that should never really go up unless the person almost died. I mean, did he almost die? Lillian, no, it shouldn't be. She's looking at it. Oh wow. How many times did you run this? She replied in Spanish. Um, 17 times to be honest with you, because the way you were adamant about it is not something that change in a Paracon's body hardly ever unless two reasons. They almost died not once, not the first time, but several times. At least minimum 5 times they need to almost die for their ingots to go up. Or they reach a certain level. I don't know, you didn't detail that, but by the looks of them, I don't think Drake reached any kind of level. Oh, also, it looks like she's like, Also, it kind of looks like his energy went down dramatically. And Lillian, wow, these I I'm sorry, Consuela. I really, really trust you, and I trust your report. But these for Paracom's body, that is almost impossible. She Consuela in his Spanish. Again, she's just speaking. She's just speaking Spanish. Sure. Um. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I ran the test I was like I'm supposed to, and also Zen, she was there, and she told me everything was correct. And Zen flew up. Zen told me that everything was good and everything looked good. And then a little ball flew up, and it has like a little smiley face on it. And that's Zen. Zen is a highly intelligent. It's just a computer, you know. And Zen and which one was the other one here? I have their names here because there's like two, three of them. Alice. There's Zen and Alice. Alice controls like the cars, cameras, security stuff, and the basic protection of the island type of thing. Zen controls like I would say highly sensitive stuff for the Parakons themselves. And also Zen is international security. For example, she's also watching satellites, the government, all kinds of stuff. All right, guys. Now let's keep going. Zen flew up and she's like, "Yes, ma'am. Those are correct." Lillian. She stood up. The moment she stood up, she heard somebody was started hopping around and screaming, "Yeah, yeah, yeah! I did it! I did it! I did it!" And that is, she stood up over the balcony. What's going on? Oh wow, that's a beautiful flower, Allie. Wow, that is amazing. They're over the balcony. They're sitting, of course, I told you on the balcony, and they're looking down. And this gentleman, Felipe, he is he's a botanist and also a food scientist. He loves experimenting with all kinds of plants, put them together, create new things, and also go into like I don't know. I'm sure I'm gonna fuck this up, but go into like the plants. I would say their DNA. I don't know if plants got DNA, but cells of the plants and merge them and plant them and see what grows. And Lillian was like, "Oh my god, wow. You actually created a tundra. That is nice." He's like, "Really? A tundra?" She's just relaxing. Yeah. Also, just to let you know, that plant's from my world. It's an amazing plant. It will really, really help with healing purposes. And since Drake's hurt, that's awesome you made that. It's definitely gonna help Drake somehow. Oh, P.S. You should. And then the plant suddenly move. Also, tundra. It's a rose. It looks like a regular rose, except that motherfucker's about 8 feet tall, and yeah, it's about 8 feet tall. It's a fucking rose, and it's about 8 feet tall, and you can actually you can actually kind of hug the branch of the rose. It just grows straight. It doesn't have a lot of leaves. It just have like maybe two, three leaves, and then it's just one rose. It's huge, and it's not like thickness wise, just the head of the rose is pretty big. And she's like, Lillian, back to Lillian now. Lillian, she's like, "Oh, by the way," and immediately while she's talking, the plant moved, grabbed his leg, shook him, threw him up, and swallowed him. She's like, "Yeah, I wanted to tell you, tundra tend to eat people or whatever living thing." He's struggling inside the plant and everything. She's like, "Oh man, he's gonna ruin that plant." Um, Consuela. So my son is getting eaten by a plant. You do know that, right? She's like, "Consuela, relax. Even though that plant does eat living flesh, The plant doesn't know what it should and shouldn't eat, or things that are too strong for it. It eat whatever moves around. It will try at least. But he'll get out soon. He should have a knife on him. I always told him to carry one. And he didn't have one. And all of a sudden his foot poked out of the tree of the flower. Because they're just petals, you know. It eats living flesh, but off topic, I know. It eats living flesh that comes around, but at the same time it's very weak. So, Lillian, back. See, I told you he'll get out. Damn it. And then he fucking fell out. Of course, the plant died now because he ripped a hole to the side of the fucking plant, and all the juices is coming out of the plant. Basically, call it the plant blood or whatever. He's like, "Oh my god, I almost got done eating. What is that?" She's like, "Look, I'll explain that part later. Now we need to deal with Drake, because for some reason, his what is that shit called? Give me a second. His Angus is very, very low." She looked over to Allie, and she's like, "Look, Allie, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to cut this short. I'm gonna have to go tend to Drake, find out what's going on with him." Allie's like, "Wait, what do you keep saying Angus? What is that?" Oh, she's like, "Angus is something that you humans don't have. It is the method of healing. It is the method of for us to heal. For example, the simplest way I could explain it, let's say she grab a pin. Let's say I poke you with this pin and you bleed. Depending what percentage your Angus is, let's say your Angus is 20%, right? Which is high. Yes, let's say your Angus is 20%. I'll poke you with this pin. Whatever amount of force and pressure I used, I need to use 25% more for that pin to still be able to penetrate your skin. So that's Angus for us. Each time we get hurt, we become, depending what level of Angus we become that percent stronger. She's like, "Wow, that is an amazing ability. What is yours?" Also, Angus is something that is very private to a Parakon. Huh. Why don't you come try to harm me and you'll find out. With a smile, with an evil smile on her face. Ellie, no ma'am. And she's getting to walk back and everything, and she's like, "Oh, Ellie, when you're done packing up everything, let me walk you out completely and whatnot." Of course, we're gonna pretty much leave Allie there, and obviously, as I had said before, kind of off topic real quick, I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you this real quick. Yeah, afterwards, she caught up with Allie and she told Allie the truth of how she would actually take over the world and everything, and she also told Allie she agreed with her. War is not a thing that they want, and no, they are not on the market to try to take over the world. Now let's focus on Drake for a little bit. And she went over there, did the test, run the test, check out everything. She's like, "Holy crap, his Angus really did increase by 15%. That's amazing." But at the same time, his natural ability just went down by, at the same time, his natural strength and abilities got drained by 75%. What the? That is unnatural. Consuela. I'm a little lost. What's going on? She's speaking Spanish. And Lillian, "Consuela, I give you my word. Please. Fine, I give in. I'll learn Spanish. Will you please just speak English? Just give me till today. I'll learn it in a couple hours, okay? Just give me a minute. Can we focus on this?" Consuela, "Yes, ma'am." She's like, "That's not natural." Basically, right now, Drake is like, I don't know who the most powerful human on planet Earth is. Drake is probably a tiny bit stronger than that person. And also on the island, there was a fighter who came to the island. We will talk about that later. and who came to the island. We'll get there. We'll get there in the next chapter, and she's like, the moron fighter we have out there. He's pretty strong now. He could probably beat the living crap out of Drake. Consuela, you serious? He's that weak right now? Wow. And at the same time, Zen rolled up. Excuse me, ma'am. I think you need to see this in the news. There is there's a commotion going on, and you need to see this. She's like, what? Okay, Zen, please. In her head, you know what? There's no way I would build my computer to be this stupid to try to distract me right now towards something in the human world, in the island that I couldn't give less crap about. Zen, if this is not good, I will delete you and reboot you back up. What is it? She opened the screen, a holographic screen right there in front of her, and it is Drake. Apparently, beating the crap out of a shit ton of cops, and they're trying to kill him. So, yeah, she looked on the bed. Drake is right here, passed the fuck out. She looked at the screen. She's like, when did this happen? She's like, it is happening right now, ma'am. This is live. Oh, my God. Maybe it was what happened in school. And we're going to have to stop right there. Because right now it is 10 a.m. and it's fucking 10 p.m. Sorry. And my black guy's got to wake up at 3:45? Babe, what time I'm going to wake up? Like 3:45? Yeah. 3:45. I got to fucking wake up. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave it right here. Next time we will talk about who is that looks like Drake and what's going on. I'll let you know later, all right? I got to fucking get to bed. You guys have a good one.